everyone, CleverGirlDanni here, and this is my first ever vlog. And I am popping my cherry. Did you hate that? Yeah, I did too. But it is super relevant because that's what we're gonna talk about today. Losing your virginity. I mean, not yours specifically, or mine specifically. All you need to know is really pasty and there were lots of limbs. I lost my virginity a month before I turned 26. And I know what you're thinking, a virgin in LA at 26? Oh my God, doesn't that technically make you a mythical creature? No, because Starbucks has yet to name a Frappuccino in my honor. I'm still waiting. I also don't really like that phrasing. I lost my virginity. Where'd you lose it? It's not like your car keys. It's not like your virginity is hiding out in between the cushions of your couch along with a piece of popcorn and a dime. I mean, if that is how it happened, then to each their own. Point is, I know who I lost my virginity to, and in fact, he's gonna come on to talk about it. So, everybody, hold on to your butts, because here we go. Hey everyone, this is Chris. Chris boned me. Let's talk about sex. We're specifically gonna talk about losing virginity. Because he played a very important part in mine, not in yours though.
No.
When did you lose your virginity?
I was almost 17 with somebody I was dating, and she wasn't a virgin. She was a little older than me.
Okay.
And I wanted to wait. And she waited with me for 3 months. We planned like a dinner. Like, I think I made her spaghetti.
That's so sweet!
It was a terrible choice of food though before like having sex for the first time, because like spaghetti kind of sits heavy sometimes.
You know what one of my fantasies is? Do you watch Scrubs?
Great segue. Yes, I've seen Scrubs.
You know that one episode where JD and Elliot take off from work and they just eat pizza and have sex all day? That's my dream.
That's a good day.
Do you think that men and women have different expectations or pressures put on them by society regarding their virginity?
I didn't experience a lot of this, but I know most men kind of like losing your virginity as soon and as early as possible is a huge pressure. Like, otherwise you're like behind. Your manhood or masculinity is sort of defined by when you're young, like how soon you lose your virginity, and then after that, how much sex you continue to have.
For women, I feel like it's always projected like your virginity is a very precious thing and your vagina is a flower and like all of these delicate analogies for it.
What was that like?
Sometimes you just want to I'm not going to include that because my mom is probably going to be watching this. What I think was planted in my head from like a very young age was that it had to be with a boyfriend. I planned for it to be with a boyfriend. We were not dating. We have never dated. We've just boned. Also, boned is my favorite way to say it.
Yeah, I like saying go into the bone zone. That's how you know I'm mature enough for a healthy, romantic, and intimate sexual relationship with other human beings.
Go into the bone zone.
Go into bone zone.
Why do you think that the concept of losing your virginity is such a big deal to some people?
We're conditioned by society to have certain feelings about things. Getting your driver's license for some people is a really, really big deal. And this is, I don't mean to compare the two, but it's just, there's a similarity there because they're both rites of passage. I think that's why a lot of people, it is such a big deal or a bigger deal for them, is because they see it as like crossing this threshold into adulthood, or like, you know, some part of their experience as a human being is missing if they haven't done that yet.
Did religion ever play a part for you?
Oh, no, not at all.
For me, it was never like, I'm saving myself for Jesus. I don't know why that was a voice
that was like that was like a very LA voice for someone so religious.
I'm saving myself. I did feel like this sort of like weird, like moral betrayal, and I thought it was so interesting that it like permeated my consciousness even when I was also not a very religious person.
Well, I just think the way our society, even though we don't always acknowledge it, a lot of what we have stigma about or what we shame people about tends to be tied to religious belief.
I'm just imagining the nun from Game of Thrones. Shame. Shame.
Was she like in your head before that ever existed?
Yeah, I think I created the character. Do you think that there should be any requirements for someone to be able to have sex for the first time? And I ask you this because you told me if you can't buy the condoms, you're not ready to have sex. You were out in the car while I went and got them. Because this was like a 2 a.m. 7-Eleven run. And I had been at 7-Eleven before and I'd eyed those condoms.
So you've been looking at these.
I was ready. They weren't there when I went in. They weren't by the batteries.
Moved the condoms.
They had moved them on me. I'm like starting to sweat And I'm looking at the clerk and I said, he's on to me, like he knows what I'm here for. And I thought, this is the greatest test. I have to talk to this person and ask him. And I did, and he asked me, what kind do you want? And I said, any. By the time I got back out to the car to where you were fully reclined in the seat, laughing your ass off because you had watched me awkwardly peruse the 7-Eleven.
I remember this.
For like 4 minutes.
Oh, I'm so sorry. By the way, I don't know if you know this, but for our viewers who may have stress about, having to buy condoms from a stranger, you can buy them online. They sell them on Amazon in bulk. You can buy many all at once. Oh yeah, I do this.
Amazon Prime?
No.
Oh.
No, I don't have Amazon
I'll
Prime.
get those condoms in 2 days. If you had any advice to give to your 16-year-old self now about having sex, what would it be?
Start with oral. Generally speaking, when I have sex,
you are a diamond in the rough, good sir.
It's way more fun and better, and it reduces stress for everyone about the actual intercourse if she orgasms before you even start.
Go down to Vagina Town.
Down to Vagina Town.
You said that I couldn't sing about stuff earlier, and then you just created a jingle. We're gonna wrap this up. Do you?
That's what she said.
Ooh, safe sex!
Yeah, I just think the most shocking thing about this video to anybody is that I've had a lot of sex. This is clearly, I feel like I just give off that impression that I'm just a sexless goofball.
Well, that's what most people got from me, and they were right, though, for a very long time. Until I met Chris, and then we boned.
Yes, we did. And I've never regretted it until now.
All right. Thank you guys so much for watching Clever Girl Danni Interviews. This has been Chris. This has been me. Bye.
Bye.